look like? What does that habit look like?
I just like to think that what I do, I don't really have a plan as much as I have a life philosophy. So I try and keep everything I do is aimed towards X goal. So even when I first started my passport journey, instead of just going on holiday, I chose the country I was going to get the passport in. And then my holiday was a working holiday because my holiday was based around trying to get a passport. Do you know what I mean? So anything I do, I try and keep the end goal in mind. So people who know me say, Tate, your whole life is work. I say, yeah, it is. But I live a fun life. And I do what I enjoy. But every single thing I do has some kind of work tinge to it. It's not so much as having a plan. It's just a mindset and an attitude. I'm always constantly striving towards something. The idea of just relaxing completely, I'm quite fortunate because I don't find that appealing. People go, oh, I'd love to just relax on a beach. I can't think of anything worse than sitting on a beach. I'll be bored in 3 minutes. I can't do that as an individual. So maybe that's something I've learned. Maybe it's something I'm born with. But for me, it's always been goal, action, 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 action. So with that in mind and a goal in mind, that's just kind of how I do it. But a lot of people, you're talking about making a plan, a 10-minute plan, but a lot of people don't even have a plan. A lot of the people are just waiting for their ship to come in. One day my ship will come in, and when it does, I'll buy a house and then, I'll go on holiday twice a year. Like that's their entire life goal. That's their life plan. And I'm not hating on those people because I need those people to serve me coffee. So that's fine. But because you do, right? There's no light without dark and there's no rich without poor. But I always had some kind of plan. Even when I was completely broke, I always had a plan. I always understood. I watched a TV show. It's an English TV show you would have never heard of. And it's a guy is stealing a university education. He's going to university without paying for it. And he walks into class and they say, who are you? And he goes, oh, my name's not on the list yet. I've just transferred from another university. And they go, okay, no problem. Sit down. And he says to himself, the whole world is just people walking into rooms and saying things. And it's a stupid little saying, but that clicked with me. I was like, he's right. Government, it's just people walking into a room and saying things. Business, it's just people walking into a room and saying things. Everything is just people walking into rooms and saying things. So if I want to have money, I need to find the right room and the right people. That's what I wanted to do. So my life plan was always understanding I need a network. I put the war room together once I was already rich because the war room is what I was looking for when I was poor. When I was poor, I was trying to find a network of motivated individuals, some ultra wealthy, some on their way up, that I could join so I could learn and do what they do or network with them or help some of them and start to get my way up, but I couldn't find it. So I did it all the hard way by knocking everybody out and traveling the world and meeting rich people that way. But that's how I did it, fighting. But I've always understood that your net worth is your network, right? It's who you know, who you talk to, what you talk about. That's how the world works. That's how it's always worked. So I always had a plan. My plan was to network with the kind of people who are living the life I wanted to live. But most people don't even have a plan that goes that far. And that's not an easy thing to do, but at least I knew what I was trying to do. Most people don't even know what they're trying to do.